Namaskar. Hi guys, today I will be doing this as a video rather than a live stream right now because I have very much doubt on how much, due to the server load itself, how bad the stream will go for me. So I'm taking it a little bit safe here and doing it on a video for you guys to enjoy on YouTube. So as of right now, the server of Final Fantasy XIV has went live with patch 5.2 Echoes of a Fallen Star. In here we got a huge update, various things came, various things change. We'll get to that later. For now, we'll show some stuff that came, some stuff that we'll do, something I'd recommend you to do, and if you're new, that is, or if you're already a veteran, then you already prepared a lot of stuff too. So right now I am here in Pelusia. Here, as you know, in this update, the next part of Copied Factory storyline came. So I'm right here outside. My friend Ririk will be here. We'll be doing Copied Factory and this quest first, this story first, and after that a little bit of farming on the Copied Factory, and then we'll go back in, rather I'd go in the MSQ and some other things. Another thing to do, um, right, so as you can see, Elegant Tombstone of Allegory, that's the new tombstone that came, whereas the Goetia has been discontinued and Phantasmagoria has become the new Goetia. So if you got any Goetia, go to Modona, to Auriana, and exchange all the Goetia you have for Phantasmagoria. And another thing, the event has already been gone, so yeah, that's a different thing. So now we'll be doing this quest. So let's have fun, shall we? The Dixie chief has a request for you. He could not possibly guess who it concerns. Nani, what a convenient timing entrance. I was just thinking that I had to send someone to check our Nog and go Nog. Still poking and prodding around at those watersheds you dug up in the ruins, which is all well and good until one of them sets off another explosion. Say no more, I know what. Thank you. You know how they get when they're curious about something? You mentioned that our annual carnival is fast approaching. There's plenty that one's doing before we get ready, and I need those two to start pulling their weight. Okay? While you're looking on them, remind them they've got duties outside of tinkering with the rusty thingamabobs. Maybe, maybe they'll listen if it's you doing the nagging. They seem to respect you, much as they respect anyone. Must be all the violence. You'll find them in the tunnels, of course. Can lure them out of there for love or non-money, and believe me, I'm tired. So another thing I'll tell you right now, and something that changed, is that the expert roulette will now have the Grand Cosmos as well as the new dungeon that is coming in, that is came in the 5.2's MSQ, and Amarot, Twining, and Academia Nadir is now part of the level 80 dungeon. So you got another roulette to farm, which is I think very good considering that how much we need. Okay, let's go. This great soundtrack. It's a very calm soundtrack I really like from Nier Automata. I think everyone likes it. Ah, there you are. Can I believe this? I voted through days of processing, book, multiple tools, and after all that, so no homes. Not everyone is privy to your inner thoughts. Allow me to explain. The pod confirmed that this device grants the user access to some sort of weaponry, which presumably means that it is indeed the key of which to be spoke. Unfortunately, no sooner had we gotten it working than it stopped again. Based on our previous experiences, we assume that it's run out of power and will require a supplementary energy source. So let's hurry and find one. The sooner we get the key working, the sooner we can pulverize our enemies. Wait just a moment. We aren't even certain what sort of weaponry is involved here. Even if we get the key working, we should activate it willy-nilly. It's like an og, this skill. Ceaseless whining of yours is why we never make any progress. This whining is being ethical and prudent. So to always pick her out. Yes. Wow. Now then, to find the battery. I'd like to continue charitably termed as discussion at hand. What are we talking about? Ah yes, why I'm here. I agree that we still know too little about the machine life forms and androids, but that's precisely why we need to seize the opportunity. If we claim the weaponry for ourselves, we'll know exactly what the enemy's capabilities are. Then and only then can we protect the village from comparable technology. And fine, I see your point. We'll be safer in the long run if we activate the weaponry sooner rather than later, or everyone else will. I'll probably have dropped dead from trying to keep you up with you. Say that, but do you just that's right. Okay. Lethal assistant, wow. Power source to find. Time to go out, I guess. Ah, she's using Garatia. Garatia. Okay. Hmm. Site profile looks good. Sport time. I've been considering what we need in order to power the key. A hefty chunk of crystal from a knocker ought to do it. Though I haven't quite worked out we divert its energy for a purpose. And then I'll think of it while you head to all than with that crystal in Kurma. Okay. Alright, let's go back. I got one right. Perfect, now then we run some tests. Yes, it'll take a bit of experiment to get the key powered up. It is science, you know. And don't worry though, we'll have this thing in working order before you know it. While you wait for the digress and have a nap, try to tell the chief to go back at himself. Okay. Okay. And yes, sir. I knew I dropped him into your schemes again. Record schemes anyway, you're the one who keeps sending him to check on us. We don't have to do if you do the work you were assigned. Carnival won't wait for your projects. I think so. Let's get this over with. Frustrating as they are, you have to admire their enthusiasm to tinkering. They can put even a tenth of that energy towards the carnival already. I hope you'll be able to attend you and seen the like before, I assure you. Not to mention they're very good to show our appreciation to your helping us with those machines, and there's no better way to do that than with a Droven toast to your health or two, dozen. And that is it. What the? So apparently, this is the only two quests we got. Maybe more will come in the future. This one. What's this? Do I have 460, right? Hmm. Let's do a little bit carpet factory. So we're here in the carpet factory. Let's do a little bit grind to get a little bit of gears of the carpet factory. I need like the gears. So guys, as you can see, this is the last encounter. One thing that is good that for this one you don't need to wait to get your gear sets now, because as much as you want, it will not be locked in the weekly cap anymore. So you can farm it as much as you want, just like how we are farming. This one thing I hate in Final Fantasy, that is how much all these effects are. Other than the DPS, I mean, other than the FPS drops, it also makes a little bit hard for us to actively figure out what's happening sometimes. Blood tanks are here. But we have to burst done as soon as possible. Alright. Which one? Okay. Why are so many people dying? Okay. The FPS drop is hitting very hard right now. And it seems that all of us are lagging kind of. God, this is a wipe. Jump into the other two. And that's how you die. And this is how you don't die. Damn. Next time I'm not gonna stream during a raid. Damn, so many people are dead. These people now. Was 2B. I mean 2P. Okay. One. Done. Two. Let's pull out arms again. Yeah. Now you're doing it right. Oh wow. How the hell did that tank die? Oh crap. One. Okay. 4 hint cannon. Damn this lag. An FPS drop. I hate this. Laser saturation. Laser turret. Just in case. Forehand cannon again, the front. Guys, please take a look at where the head of that guy is before moving. Ah, what the? Oh my god. Yeah, thank you. Damn it. Oh, okay. Yeah, take it at the mid. Neutralization. Yeah, I thought so. The tank will die. Neutralization. And you're dead. This was annoying. But either way, we have finished it. So, as you can see, we can now choose all the gears that are dropping. No longer we have any. And healers, where the other healer? Oh, already left, right? So we no longer have any of the restrictions. And now then, let's go to main main story, MSQ. The main story that actually came now. What is left to get? People haven't rolled on these two. I want to see if I'll get any of these. Come on, fast, please. Alright, didn't got any. Sad. So, let's meet at the MSQ. Alright guys, so here we are at the MSQ named as Old Enemies, New Threats. This is the MSQ storyline that came in today's update on patch 5.2. So let's see what's happening, right? Kral is glad for your return, though it remains to be seen if she has glad tidings to share. My, what a pleasant surprise. If you have come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matera's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't go complacent, however potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. Only we could go with you to first and help. Pardon the interruption, but I came bearing urgent news. Maxima. It has been far too long, my friend. With me, I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, former Gaulian ambassador, I remain here in Asia under the auspice of Commander Aldine, offering what counts like an in hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Yes, I've heard stories of a defector from Galmold, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news. Indeed, as you may have heard, the imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Gallian forces have been recalled to the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that there is a de-escalation may be Belial growing melee growing danger and unforeseen threats. Commander Aldine has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend his invitation. It seemed time is of essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single scion with all this. So of course, then we must make for the Almegan quarter with all haste. What are we waiting for? Get going, you two. Almegan quarter in La. Is there any? No. Okay. Let's actually go that way, I guess. Mm-hmm. Not here. Here? Okay, there are way too many people that I cannot see. Ah, finally. Too many people. Commander Aldino is us in the Royal Palace, if you'll follow me. Ah, I see, this is why. So many people watching cutscene here.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the science spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured.
Let me just increase the volume a little bit for you guys.
Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legators.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at long.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them, but the fact remains that you and you alone have faced the Ultima weapon and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all, even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meagre though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
And so many people. So the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. You need afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing the plight of science grows even more perilous. You cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon. I will not stop you and ask that you confer with me for returning to the first. He knows what to do. Take it to return to the first. Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xeno's return and the development of a new Ultima weapon. For their bodies, you may assure them, Master Meta and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels. I hope to see you and the other scions soon. Now time to go back in the Crystarium. Truth be told, I'm sure I'll get stopped during the MSQ when the new dungeon opens. If it is, I'm guessing it's a part of the MSQ as the previous one was. So because I'm 450-ish, like I still need a little bit of gear code to get there, then the problem will be that I will not be able to continue the MSQ here because it'll stop me from doing so. So if it does, the rest of the part of the MSQ I'll do maybe on stream at a later date. We'll see. Nah, stuff hasn't loaded in yet. So easy to know what the NPC is. My god. You know what? Is there a system? Do they want to like? What the hell is? Wait, why am I here actually? I'm getting. I think we have to go here and then we have to go there. Why was it? I heard. I've come at most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and the means to return the scions home. Trust you to have been making good use of your time. Tidings from the source, you say. Then I'll summon the others that we might all be apprised of the situation.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source? A new Ultima weapon. We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue.
Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white morosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will.
However, though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within Orosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Alright, so let's see. Navigator is eager to assist Captain Lena. Must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? In case you're wondering how many quest steps are there for these MSQ, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 quests as a part of this MSQ on the 5.2 updates. Alright. I wonder what is there though. Too many people are there. We have little time, so I'll be brief. A senator has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. Senator? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight has returned, but perhaps we should call the others. It will not be necessary, it is only a single senator, a simple task for our god, should think. I said every fighting alongside the warrior of darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. Do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Well, so be it. Excellent. Then let us make for Fort Job. If you would wait here for a moment, I will gather the others. I not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. So that's thought that day after the senators attacked you and yours hadn't come along, I'd likely step through, and I wouldn't have been here. Courage and selflessness, something we all aspire to. Too was there that terrible day my friend was transformed into a senator before my very eyes. I had no choice but to cut her down. Thought of returning to the battlefield, of holding a blade again, filled me with it. But it was no way to honor her or my comrades, so I have returned. So I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. Pleasure to meet you, sir, truly. See, only yesterday I was sure to flight straight on Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Lemurian soldiers we once loudly are now at our side, but we'll do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. I'm missing one. My apologies, Camelina. And the elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to clear Milton. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. Name's Taylor. Sure don't remember, but we met once before in infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Did I was already talking to him. Don't give up. I keep those words close to my heart, and the Boundless beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of the importance. Okay. My friend got to see the nights return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. And countless others weren't so fortunate. In their lives far from his of future they'll never know, so it falls to us to think. Okay. No matter what happens, we won't keep. Okay. Sometimes all our guardsmen in the same manner. Our scouts in the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us to keep them waiting. So I need to go. Okay, there is it. Okay, let's go there and see. And pardon me, I may not be such a good storyteller. The fun of the patch day. Now where is the NPC?
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself. Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding dark? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
The hell is that shadow about? Really, the hell is that shadow? Okay.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorate. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man, a younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before. Is that so? Then perhaps we might remain as we were, as we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Minorities Lena said to return to her duties. Not keep you here and your comrades have much to discuss. We'll see the others back to their posts. Alright. Let's go back at the Crystarium. I mean, at the Ocular. There is certainly something in these two places. I only know not what. The others are quite shocked to hear what we found in Lakeland, but now there's a proposal I'd like to make. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warrior of Light as well. They should, but nearly everything I've come up with except they have seen it or worse. Regardless of whether this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Christian sees the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehood found within full many of the cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Art his comrades. Feared they bear some responsibility for the flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the crystal tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the flood. Considering all good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. Brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Voivert. That such heroes could be spoken in the same breath as senators is absurd. In normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of the deaths dwindled. The end only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, that was all too easy for the warrior of light to become villains, deserving only of resentment and hate. At this point, truth matters little, will not change their lot. As to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long forgotten truth. Claimed it was Albert who helped you overcome Emmett's cell, correct? Emmett's cell. I believe that was the pronunciation. Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this with selected few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphinaud's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warrior of Light, the flood that followed in their wake. Well, see you. Spread the words, I say. Then we're all in one mind on the matter. Good. Isaac, might I ask you to continue working with Bay Log on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see together in the people of the Hysterium in the etc. We have reached out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend a ear. Free enough, word will spread and more will accompany them. Let's see what will be the result of this gathering, so to say. On that infirmary. Okay. Okay. I see. Overweighing doesn't mean someone's been hurt. So for few patients coming into it. Usually I'm going to taste my new medicine. My god, new medicine. Just of course. So I got listen to a few wounds now and again. Or these are the okay. Let's first go to Amaro lunch, then there will be that. Oh, it's down. Ah, okay. There. Okay. The simple at the bottom that he is valuing to reach. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, okay. Now the cabinet of curiosity. After the cabinet of curiosity, we'll go to Music Universal's market. Okay. That's knowledge. The order. Frequency. Okay. Umbrella, no, lol. Oh, braggy. Okay. This one thing again, yeah, you can see the whatever is coming down. So yeah, much of a problem. And have to speak of this miscellaneous whatever. Okay, this way, right? Hmm. This will be a big cutscene. There are between the four of us. Hiroshi swept the stadium from top to bottom. Now we need but wait for the people to gather.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
Wicked White. The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air. Impossible. I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a Warrior of Light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when he must return to his home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. For better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
There may only be one warrior of light. We'll see how this goes.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not, which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
That he is an Ascian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus, evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen? My, that is unsavory. And they do this often?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. 'Twas only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe, as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now, I believe, he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Well, so presumably we are correct. The final one has taken the mantle to harm us, well, and continue the rejoining of the eighth umbral calamity, should it come to pass. Moving forward, bro, the crystal sock delivers your next move. We did well to dispel the falsehood surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the flood, though I must say the reappearance of Albert, or rather the one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He's an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. To the Warriors of Light lay well laid to rest. In Ilmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. Bitter irony. One would like to know why Albert was the people to become warriors of light themselves. Ere we take action, we must need ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alvino returned soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it is best to press Tancred and rein of our efforts. When we do confront Arbot, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Reed, I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Big Luke and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel that it might one day carry you home. And then I think it time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Assassins has been handed to us at their leisure, but there was one of Silk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus would be so forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received words from Fanao that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Quitana Revel. Ahmed believes the relics within tell of great calamity that befall an ancient civilization, that of the Asians perhaps. They may lead us to the truth we seek. Would you care for company? And dream of going without you. Nice. When you are ready, make for now. Ahmed and his sisters will be expecting us. And let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the V's. Alright then, let us go. To Ratika Greatwood. Alright then, let us go further into the story and see what the Vieras have to say. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since you last came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at least reclaimed our hunting grounds near Ratika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins, although we ran afoul to no number of traps while exploring its halls. We determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We all were in agreement before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We're grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom of my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could be proved invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats slipping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. The game's distribution to run headlong into a danger. Nor was it feeling for the return of our allies that we might venture into ruins, clutching her stuff at night, wishing it was there. It's not I suggest we be going. I don't know exactly how old you had your sister. So that perhaps it is better. I do not know. Forgive their overzealous nature, and say we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Are now bound with a curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you needn't apologize. Seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm, and if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Some of which I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Now let us make for the Quitana Ravel. Alright. So guys, from here it will start a duty, and as you know, just like we did in before. So, what I'm thinking is that I'll be ending the MSQ journey here for 5.2. Whatever the rest I'll do maybe later in the stream also and whatnot. I believe you guys yourself would also want to explore the rest, so I'll be not covering the rest here in this video. As you know, there has been about the 5.2 update, there has been several uh, new stuff that has came, some changes, some new parts. For example, if I were to talk about Neo Chronicles of the New Era quest, that will unlock the different dungeons, next part of the Eden raid, and a new fishing side quest. The Quitari tribe as a beast tribe and their quest that is itself here, if I can show you here, which will probably be unlocked after we do all this stuff. So that, which is a main thing, which is a main uh, disciple of the land, as in the gathering class part. Like, in order to do the quest, you need to be a level 70 gathering class. So yeah, that. And then there are several like updates that are going to come. Certain repeatable quests have been added to the new game plus and more. Go ahead to the patch note or go in game and check how many things have been changed, how much different it is, what has come, what has gone, what buffs, what nerfs, and so on and so forth. And I'll see you again in another video, another time, or another stream. Good night, guys, and may you have a well-off journey in exploring Innosia and the first.